Hi you guys, I hope you all are having a great day. Don't forget to subscribe and all the links are down below. This video is going to be about, do you actually need a beauty blender? So what I have here for you is a beauty blender, a Real Techniques sponge, and two buffing, blending, foundation, stippling brushes. And I'm basically going to show you what the beauty blender does that's different than these. So I'm basically going to compare everything. As you know, the beauty blender is $20 and I just dropped it. This little sucker is $20. Real Techniques, I believe, is $5.99 at Ulta or $4.99 at Walmart and Target. I believe it's sold online only. At least it's not at my Target or Walmart's near me. I have a Morphe brush here that's about $10 and I have a Real Techniques brush that's $8. So, beauty blender by far is the most expensive, and they tell you you need to replace this every 3 months. I got this thing in February because I've been using the Real Techniques for a lot longer than before I actually bought the beauty blender. It's fine. I wash it, I take care of it, I don't microwave it. It's fine. But basically what these two sponges do is you put them in water and they double in size. This is actually bigger than this one when you put water in it, and you squeeze out the water, make sure it's damp, and you take foundation. Now, the most common mistake I see people do all the time, and it bothers me when they do it, is they take the beauty blender, they have the foundation on the back of their hand, they dip it, and they sponge it on. No! You do not want to do that. This is still a sponge. Yes, it has those fancy particles and material that makes it so bouncy and it makes it easy to apply your foundation, but it's still an absorbing object. It's still going to absorb that foundation, and foundation can be expensive. So if you have Chanel, Dior, any of those foundations, you have to work for that money. So for me, I don't do that. I will dot the foundation and then bounce this in. Yes, this is actually faster than this, but if you think about it, when I'm in the morning, I actually have to go to the sink, get the water, squeeze it out, dampen it, make sure it's dry enough, where I can just grab a brush and start applying. But this does blend it in faster than a brush would. And sometimes brushes are a little bit streaky if you haven't washed them, so you have to do a little bit more pressure, where this, you just bounce it and continue. But this is the same thing. But this does retain more foundation and more water, so in terms of price-wise, you're going to be wasting a little bit more, that it might just be better to get this. But they both relatively do the same thing. A lot of people like how this has a flat surface and this doesn't. Preference for me, I have acne scars. I need a lot of coverage. When I use either one of these, it takes that coverage away because it is absorbing some foundation. So if it takes me a pump and a half to finish my face with my Estee Lauder Double Wear, it usually takes me 2 pumps, and that's not even anything on my neck. You win and lose some battles, so that is one of the downsides I would say about this, is that I'm not going to get coverage. If I just use 1 pump on half of my face because I have the most acne at the moment over here, you could just see a little bit of marks that I need to cover up with concealer. This, you basically see how red my acne is. It does cover, but it does not cover it completely. So for me, I need that coverage. If you don't, this is fine because this is nice and easy. And basically, it's really good. It's especially good at blending out the under eye because these brushes are not meant for that. So right there, you need another concealer brush. But again, concealer brushes a lot of times come in set, and it's probably like 1 concealer brush and 1 foundation brush is probably still cheaper than this if you're getting Real Techniques or Morphe or something like that, not like Sigma. And the another thing I like about the beauty blender is that I can just put it in powder and press it on here and it will fill in my pores. But you know what else does that? The $1 disposable little sponges, the triangle ones that you can get anywhere. But the reason I do like this beauty blender is because it does make you look airbrushed. For me, I'm always going to look a little bit cakey just because I have so much to cover. And this does give me a lighter coverage than this, and it just makes it blend into the skin a lot better than this. But either way, I don't really notice a tremendous difference in how my makeup lasts. This just blends in a little bit faster than this, rather than having to go like this all over. This just blend and you move on. The only thing though, is it worth $20? Now that's up to you. The one downside about this is I could just put this in my bag, or just put a concealer brush in my bag, and that's it. If I want to bring the beauty blender, which again I just dropped because it's bouncy, so I'm just going to use this as an example, I have to wet it. I don't have water with me. How am I supposed to wet this? I have to wet it in a bag. And I know they just came out with a whole beauty blender spray thing, but how often am I going to be able, I have to carry this entire spray bottle with me, even though it's probably this big. Still, it's an extra thing I have to carry when I can just carry a brush. And spraying is going to take a lot longer than if it was a pump of water. Might as well just buy the water, or just get water, pour it in a little spray bottle, and bring it with you. So, it really depends. I think it's nice to have. I think buying 1 beauty blender, I got mine off of eBay for $16.99. That saved me $3. And it was free shipping too. So that saves me money right there. I think one is nice to have, and I don't think you need to actually replace a beauty blender every 3 months like they said. As long as you wash it after every couple of uses, you're fine. So I think maybe you should spend that $20 for the year. If you break it up into 12 months, that's barely anything. That's under $2 you're spending a month for a beauty blender if you break it down like that. And I think it's nice, but Real Techniques kind of does the same thing. Beauty Blender and Real Techniques, I would give the Real Techniques sponge an 8 out of 10, where I would give the Beauty Blender a 9 out of 10 just because I like it a little bit better and how it applies, and it does not suck up as much product. But they relatively both do the same thing. So what I would do is I would get one of these for $4.99 from Target or Walmart. Try it out. See if you like it. If you like it, don't even bother because you have one that you need. Sometimes it's better not to know about things you need, because if the Beauty Blender didn't exist, you'd be more than satisfied with this if you originally liked it. If you like the Beauty Blender, and now that you know there's a Beauty Blender, you'll probably want to try that. Either one, I think it's always good to have one sponge. Whether or not it's Real Techniques or Beauty Blender, it's completely up to you. And I hope that helped. I personally use my brushes way off. I haven't used my Beauty Blender in probably like 4 weeks, 5 weeks. I just use my brushes. It's a lot easier, and I'm pretty lazy to go up and put it in the water. So again, I hope that cleared things up. I think everyone should own a sponge, but whether or not you need the Real Techniques or the Beauty Blender is completely up to you because they basically do the same thing. And I hope you guys enjoyed videos like this. Don't forget to subscribe, and I hope you guys all have a great day.